Hi everyone, I'm here to do my next video, and today I'm going to talk about a heavy subject. So this comes with a potential trigger warning. I'm going to be talking about my inpatient stay at Signature Psychiatric Hospital last my admission date was July 3rd, last July 3rd. So I'm going to be talking about that today. A little nervous because it's very vulnerable and personal, but sometimes we need help and there's no shame in that. And I felt like sharing my experience with it. So here we go. I had been going through rapid cycling with my bipolar, and medication really wasn't doing its job at the time. No fault of mine, no fault of my psychiatrist, just my brain not doing well with the current medication. And I was experiencing intense suicidal ideation. So one night, I took an overdose of one of my medications, and I ended up going to work, and then I told my boss that I was not okay and that I needed to go to the ER. And I went to the ER, and they told me that I was okay. And I had told them what I did, and they still didn't put me on a psych hold or really run any tests on me to check to make sure that my insides were okay. They just said that I was fine. So I was a little upset about that experience there at that hospital. They told me to get in touch with my psychiatrist, and that was it. They're like, this sounds like a med issue. No shit. So I called my shrink, and he was out of town. So I spoke to the other psychiatrist that was in the office, and he advised me to come in and walk in for an appointment that day. So I got there, I told him about the OD, and he immediately gets in touch with my psychiatrist, pages him on his like emergency line, or somehow gets in touch with him in case for emergencies, and they decide that I need a bed at Signature Psychiatric Hospital. So they arrange it within probably 5 or 10 minutes for me. And I start to panic because I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to the loony bin. Like, I'm going to the loony bin right now. Like, this is what's happening. It's all happening so fast. Was coming here a mistake? Did I do something wrong? Should I have kept my mouth shut? All of these things are going through my mind. So he told me, you know, you need to just like immediately go there. Don't make any stops or you're going to change your mind. So I went to Liberty Hospital, and I immediately went there and admitted myself. I didn't tell my parents at first. I hid it from them. And we had agreed that I would hide it from my daughter because I didn't want to scare her or worry her. And we just told her that I was in the hospital because I was sick, which was true, but we didn't tell her like why, what I did. My parents didn't really know the full details of what I did. I guess if they somehow watch this, they'll know now. But it was intense, you know. You go there, you check in, all your belongings are taken and searched through. You're just sort of stripped of all your dignity. And I had been through this before once, you know, I had been completely searched for contraband and had all my belongings searched when I was inpatient at Research Medical Center for the eating disorder clinic, Vita, at the time. So I was used to it. Like, I knew that there's no privacy. So I have my journal here. I thought that I would maybe just like read some excerpts from it. I did purge a few times when I was there. I was also on my period while I was there. Can you imagine how terrible that was? Just met with Dr. Young and he said I should be here for 5 to 7 days, and I have to tell my parents. Fuck my life. Oh, here's how emotionally, like, not right I was. I met with my therapist and she sat with me while I called my mom. She was driving and sobbing when I told her where I was. Only I had no emotional reaction to her being upset. I let her know visiting hours, so I guess she's going to come up with my dad. A patient is hallucinating and yelling and hitting things. They shut all of us in our rooms. About to have visitation with Lucy and my mom. Not looking forward to seeing my mom emotional because if I don't reciprocate, I know it will be hurtful to her. The thing is, I haven't cried in a long time, so I don't know what to anticipate. Purged part of my lunch. I barely slept. How am I going to survive up to 4 more days here? Met with my treatment team, and now they are telling me 7 to 8 days. Why does this keep getting longer? I'm doing everything to comply, so this is shit. How are so many others getting discharged except me? I'll do whatever I can to get out of here. This morning I had another phone assessment with EdCare, and I will be admitted into their PHP after I'm released from inpatient. This was an encounter I had in the cafeteria while we were eating lunch, I believe. girl said to me, "Your food looks really healthy." This was a member of staff, by the way. And then she said, I ignored her. She said, "You got sugar-free pudding." I ignored her. "Are you on a diet?" I ignored her. She asked me again, "Are you on a diet?" I said, "No, I'm anorexic." She laughed. "No, you're not." I said, "Yeah, I am. I just recently gained 20 pounds because I'm weight restoring." And she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie." And then I wrote, "Don't purge, don't purge, don't purge, don't fucking purge." Forgiveness as no longer seeking revenge and letting the universe take its course. It's moving on for yourself and not to let the other person back into your life. I start ed care on Wednesday. I'm supposed to discharge today. Still haven't done my medical clearance for admittance to ed care. I don't know what the hell these people are doing. It got messy at the end. Just had my blood drawn. Just began to fill out my discharge papers. Still here at 4:15. Yeah, so that's just some of my notebook, but like, this was our crazy schedule that we had. We were supposed to follow it to a T. And this was cool. We all sat in a circle, all the group members, and we passed our paper around and we wrote something nice about each other. So these were the things that people said about me. Cool, smart and cool. You seem very nice and strong. You're inspiring. Good enough even though I don't know your story. Strong. Brave and unique. Really nice, great person. You are brave, you are enough. Glad you made it here. Brave. You have a desire for change. Beautiful hair. You seem very sweet. Love the hair. So that gave me warm fuzzies inside. And what I thought was hilarious that I found was my signature inpatient my discharge papers. And it says discharge diagnosis. Bipolar 1. First of all, I'm not bipolar 1. I'm bipolar 2. So they fucked that up. Depression, PTSD, GAD, ADHD, anorexia nervosa. Reason for hospitalization, ineffective coping. Ineffective coping. Then they wrote down all my meds. Cray. I don't know, that was just a little about my inpatient stay. And there's no shame in going inpatient. There really isn't. So that's that, folks.